Hello my dear ones, today we're gonna talk about a legendary lounge in the aviation world, Qatar Airways Al Safwa First Lounge in Doha. Huge stone halls and corridors showcase all the luxury of the Gulf states, and that rather with tranquility instead of the bling bling of the Emirates. With expensive art, an a la carte restaurant, gift shop, games room, bedrooms, a spa and jacuzzi. And I spent 10 hours here for the report just to be sure to not miss anything, and of course we'll take a look at every corner. This lounge is very special. It's a lounge of vast spaces and long walks. You shouldn't be in a rush here. Qatar Airways operates a number of lounges in Doha, and two of them stand out, namely the Mourjan Business Lounge and the Al Safwa First Lounge, both of which are accessible via escalators or elevators. A special thing first, both are currently only accessible to travelers with a business or first class ticket, so high status alone won't get you there. 3 new lounges were opened for status customers, however, in 2022. Only passengers with a first class ticket have access to the Al Safwa Lounge, and you're not allowed to bring any guests with you. As you enter, the lounge impresses right away with its vast spaces. It feels less like a lounge and more like a museum. It looks pretty intendedly like a temple for first class. Cannot bring your luggage trolley inside the lounge, of course, but there's lockers here that are really safe with key locks, so that's okay. And then once that's done, you can just venture into this big lounge. There's a gaming room where you get like digital and analog games. Really nice. Nobody was there. I just had a look myself. Then there's a family room that's supposed to be a resting area. However, when I went there was like kids screaming, which I actually like. I find it good that kids scream, but maybe not so much at 2 a.m. when it should be really a resting area. And but I had a look. Then there's of course very nice shower rooms, and they all have products of Diptyque, the luxury label from Paris. Very nice one. That is actually the label now that Qatar uses in business class and also in first class. And then there's a la carte restaurant, and then there's a small buffet in another room. There's no big buffet here. Then there's prayer rooms. Then there's a business center that looks pretty cool, and of course a duty-free shop. You always need a shop in this kind of lounges. And then there's a wood-paneled media room, but you can only watch TV in here, which of course nobody does. Of course, if half or all the night is spent at the lounge, the first thing you have to do is go to the most important people here, namely the receptionists for the nap rooms. 12 nap rooms are available to guests here, as well as a spa with showers and a private jacuzzi, but these are of course very popular, so you should reserve them as soon as you arrive. When I asked at midnight, I was first told that the next room was available at 5 a.m. and they would call me if something became available earlier, and I got lucky, but more on that in a moment. Still a bit nervous about getting a nap room, we're going to the restaurant, and on the way we're looking at some art, including loans from the Museum of Islamic Art of Doha, as well as a real Keith Haring. And then there's this just incredibly impressive wall of water that I must have stopped in front of at least 5 times. Now it's time for a small late-night snack in the 250-seat a la carte restaurant behind the quiet fountain, which is open day and night. Being the only guest, I had just something small after a very opulent meal on the plane from Bangkok. The menu in the lounge restaurant is decent, everything is very well prepared and nicely presented, however there are no really special dishes. The difference to the already very good Al Mourjan Business Lounge is too small. The wine selection is good, but also a bit strange, with some fairly ordinary wines and then again some real top vintage bottles. You won't find extravagant dishes here as you would at the Emirates First Class Lounges in Dubai or an exceptional bar such as at Lufthansa's First Class Lounges, but therefore the Al Safwa Lounge offers another great advantage.
And now we're going to bed because I was lucky enough to get a bedroom for myself here in the lounge.
They call this the quiet space or nap rooms, which is a very modest name for what it actually is.
So here I'm sitting in one of the bedrooms of the Al Safwa Lounge, and it's so nice. This is a real single room, like a hotel room with a single bed. Then there's a large TV over here, a writing desk and a chair, and then there's a wardrobe, and then there's this really nice bathroom with sink, toilet, and a large walk-in shower, of course again with products by Diptyque. And I mean, this is such a nice room. And it's so quiet. In a few minutes I'll be picked up to go to the jacuzzi. I can use a jacuzzi here. They're just fitting in the water now, and then I can just have a nice jacuzzi, and after that I'm gonna sleep really well for a couple hours. So that was a fantastic jacuzzi, and now I'm gonna sleep. And good night.
Aus dem Walde tritt die Nacht, aus den Bäumen schleicht sie leise, schaut sich in weitem Kreise die Nacht.
And good morning. Well, this night was way too short, as you can maybe notice on my very low voice, but after 3 hours I have to get up now just to have a look at breakfast for a second and then also head to the plane. But anyway, it's fantastic to have a room like this here. Amazing. By the way, you're still supposed to wear masks here in Doha. I mean, it's not really enforced, but that's what you're supposed to do actually. However, I've never understood and still don't understand what's the big deal with masks. What's the problem wearing a mask? I've never seen a mask that has steel nails under the mask that would just cut off your skin. It's just a piece of paper, more or less. So what's the big deal? Anyway, I'm just waiting for breakfast now.
For breakfast I had egg benedict, espresso and fruits, all beautifully presented.
So 8 hours at the Al Safwa Lounge are overnight, and now I'm having breakfast. And well, what can we say about this lounge now? Of course, I would say the big advantage is the comfort. You have the bedrooms, you have bathrooms, private bedrooms, and you can also take a jacuzzi. I mean, this is quite rare in the world, and so when it comes to comfort, it's really very good. When it comes to food, it's good. It's of course a very high quality. I wouldn't say it's much better than, for example, a Mourjan Lounge or other lounges. It's clearly not as good as, for example, the Emirates First Class Lounge in Dubai, because the quality of food and especially beverages is just breathtaking. You get wines that are worth up to $750.
However, resting was a real problem there.
Why do they put this spotlight exactly above a place that's supposed to be for people who would like to rest? I don't understand. Who thought about that? Who thought at all when doing this lounge when it comes to resting? I mean, they have amazing food, they have amazing wines,
but they have no idea about resting.
Of course, then also the building itself, I mean the interior design of this lounge is very, very spectacular. Sometimes you feel more like in a mausoleum, like not really like in a lounge. Sometimes you feel more like in a museum that's empty, at least at night. But still, it's a spectacular design and really worth visiting. You should really see that and not just go to the next flight if you have access to this lounge.
By the way, in the morning the lounge was packed with people, but these are not just real first-class passengers from the Airbus A380. On regional routes, especially on the Airbus A320, business class is sold with a first-class label, and of course that accounts for the majority of first-class guests. And such a ticket is of course a cheap way to get in here.
So this was the lounge report about the Al Safwa Lounge in Doha, a really spectacular lounge with amazing interior design, very high comfort level and also good food and drinks. And I hope you really enjoyed this report, and if yes, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's really worthwhile. There's great more airline reviews coming in low cost, economy class, business class and also first class, and of course also destination reports from destinations worldwide from all continents. So subscribe, stay tuned, and see you again very soon here at Travel, Sing, Fly.